All right. Hello, everybody. Take my mask off and put it right there. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Preschool Storytime. I'm Miss Elizabeth. All right, and we're going to get started with our beginning song. You join with me? I think so. All right. Hello, 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 and how are you? I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. All right. So we are in November, and one of my favorite things about November is Thanksgiving. So I have some, let's pull that right up here. So pumpkin soup. Can you imagine all the smells of Thanksgiving and all the food? It's such a wonderful time. But pumpkin soup, can you imagine the smell of pumpkin soup? That it smells delicious. All right, so Pumpkin Soup by Helen Cooper. Is that a good color for pumpkins? Yeah. Pumpkin soup. And do you recognize any of those instruments? There's a couple other things in there, but there's see that bagpipe down there? And there's a banjo down there. How about that? Pumpkin soup. All right, so deep in the woods, there's an old white cabin with pumpkins in the garden. There's a good smell of soup, and at night, with luck, you might see a bagpiping cat through the window, and a squirrel with a banjo, and a small singing duck. See them through there? Pumpkin soup, the best you ever tasted. Made by the cat who slices up the pumpkin, made by the squirrel who stirs in the water, and made by duck who scoops up just a pipkin of salt and tips in just enough. They slurp their soup and they play their song, then pop off to bed in a quilt stitched together by cat, embroidered by squirrel, and filled with fine feathers from duck. And it's peaceful in the old white cabin. Everyone has his own job to do, and everyone is happy. Or so it seems. One morning, the duck tiptoed into the kitchen and smiled at Squirrel's special spoon. "Wouldn't it be fine," he murmured, "if I could be the head cook?" He drew up a stool, hopped on top, and reached until his beak just touched the tip of the spoon. Ker-plunk! Down it clattered. Then the duck trotted back up to the bedroom, held the spoon, and said, "Today it's my turn to stir the soup." "Well, that's mine," squeaked the squirrel. "Stirring is my job. Give that back." "Well, you're much too small," snapped the cat. "We'll cook the way we always have." But the duck held on tight until the squirrel tugged with all his might and, oops, the spoon spun through the air and bopped the cat on the head. Then there was terrible trouble, a horrible squabble, a row, a racket, a rumpus in the old white cabin. Oh no. "I'm not staying here," wailed the duck. "You never let me help with anything." And he packed his wheelbarrow, put on his hat, and waddled away. "Well, you'll be back," stormed the cat, "after we've cleaned up." And the squirrel shook his spoon in the air, but the duck didn't come back. Not for breakfast, not even for lunch. "I'll find him," scoffed the cat. "He'll be hiding outside." "I bet he's in the pumpkin patch." But the duck was not in the pumpkin patch. They could not find him anywhere. So they waited all that afternoon. The cat watched the door, the squirrel paced the floor, and that duck will be sorry when he comes home, they muttered. But the duck didn't come home. not even at soup time. The soup wasn't tasty. They'd made it too salty. They didn't feel hungry anyway. They both sobbed over supper, and their tears dripped into their soup and made it even saltier. We should have let him stir the soup, sniffled the squirrel. He was only trying to help, wept the cat. Let's go out and look for him. The cat and the squirrel were scared as they wandered down the path in the dark, dark woods. They feared for Duck all alone with the trees and the foxes and the wolves and the witches and the bears, but they couldn't find him. On and on they trudged until they reached the edge of a steep, steep cliff. Maybe he fell down that, wailed Cat. I'll save him, squeaked Squirrel. And he scrambled down a long, shaky rope. He searched all around on the ground, but he couldn't find the duck. Then Cat whispered in a sad little voice, Duck might have found some better friends. He might, sighed the squirrel. Friends who let him help. And the more they thought about it as they plodded back, the more they were sure they were right. But when they were almost home, they saw a light shining from the old white cabin. It's Duck, they shrieked as they burst through the door. And the duck was so happy to see them. He was also very hungry, and though it was late, they thought they would all make some pumpkin soup. When the duck stirred, the cat and the squirrel didn't say a word, not even when the duck stirred the soup so fast that it slopped right out of the pot. Not even when the pot got burnt. Then the duck showed the squirrel how to measure out the salt, and the soup was still the best you ever tasted. So, once again, it was peaceful in the old white cabin. Until Duck said, I think I'll play the bagpipes now. Uh-oh, a little bit more of a ruckus. The end. That's a fun book. So I like making soup when it's nice and cool out. And so today we are going to make some silly soup. How does that sound? So I've got my nice pot here. We're going to stir soup, and we're going to say, I'm making lots of silly soup. I'm making soup that's silly. I'm gonna cook it in the fridge and make it nice and chilly. Is that so silly? It is silly. What would you put in your soup? I have a couple of things with me today that I would put in my soup. So what can we put in our silly soup? How about a bat? Can we put a bat in our silly soup? All right, then he goes, and we're gonna mix it up just like that. And then, what rhymes with bat? Can you think of a word that rhymes with bat? Well, there's hat, but what about cat? We're gonna put cat in there. Okay, he's going in our silly soup. We're gonna making lots of silly soup. Let's see, what else can we put in there? You know what? I have a rock. That's perfect. We'll put that in there too. And mix that up, making lots of silly soup. What rhymes with rock? What do we think of? How about a sock? Look at that. We're gonna put that right in there. Is that so yummy? Yeah, all right. What else can we put in there? You know what? We're gonna put a pumpkin in there for good measure. Yummy, making lots of silly soup. We're making soup that's silly. We're gonna cook it in the fridge and make it nice and chilly. All right, that's fun, isn't it? So you can make some silly soup at home and find some stuff that rhymes. How about that? All right, so my next book I have for you, I have All for Pie and Pie for All. You need some dessert, right? Yeah, absolutely. So, and this is by David Martin and Valerie Gorbachev, and it's a Candlewick Press book. So, All for pie and pie for all. Oh, look at that wonderful kitchen. You're going to cook lots of good stuff in there. Maybe bake lots of good stuff. All for pie and pie for all. Grandma Cat made an apple pie. Little brother cat ate a piece. Big sister cat ate a piece. Mama cat ate a piece and Papa cat ate a piece. One piece of pie was left. And then the cats took a nap. I smell apple pie, said Grandma Mouse. Little brother mouse ate a piece, big sister mouse ate a piece, and Mama Mouse ate a piece, and then Papa Mouse ate a piece. Grandma Mouse ate a piece. 6 crumbs were left. And then the mice took a nap. I smell apple pie, said Grandma Ant. Little brother ant walked away with a crumb. Big sister ant walked away with a crumb. Mama ant walked away with a crumb. Papa ant walked away with a crumb. Grandma ant walked away with a crumb. One little crumb was left. Then baby ant woke up from her nap. Pie, said baby ant. And baby ant walked away with the last crumb. Then the pie was all gone. I'm hungry. Should I bake another pie? Asked Grandma Cat. Yes, 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 meowed the cats. Yes, 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 squeaked the mice. And yes, 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 yelled the ants as loud as they could. So Grandma Cat baked another pie. This one was blueberry. And brother cat and sister cat and brother mouse and sister mouse and brother ant and sister ant and even little baby ant all helped make it. That's right. And then everyone helped eat it until not even a crumb was left. Look at that. And then they cleaned up the kitchen. Have to do that too. All right, well that brings us to our last song. We're gonna sing The More We Get Together, and we do our 4 signs. We pinch our fingers for more, put our fists together and make a big circle and say together. Put our hands kind of flat by our shoulders and with our big smiles and say happy. Good job, and then hook your fingers just like this for friends. Very good, let's put that all together, okay? The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Good job, everybody. All right, well, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.